What is up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to walk you through a complete tutorial on how to use Lovable step by step. Lovable is an AI platform that allows you to create websites, apps, or virtually anything you can think of by just generating a few prompts. The beauty of this platform is that there's no limits on how creative you can get. So in this Lovable AI tutorial, I'll guide you through a three-step process. First, we'll make something basic, like a simple website. We'll start with a blank canvas, craft the perfect prompt, and let the AI magic do its work. Then I'll show you how to refine the design, add your own content, and publish something that you'll actually be proud of. Then we'll step it up a little bit and create a website app. We'll start by making an application that you can use right now for your own business. We can make changes, customize the app, and adjust the app however you would like. Lastly, I'll walk you through more of the advanced methods. I'll walk you through how to create websites that really push the limit with AI. In order to replicate some of these AI websites, you would need to have a budget of $10,000 or more, but I'll show you how to create complex websites with stunning designs in just a few minutes. Now you can get started with Lovable completely for free. Just keep in mind, the free version is a bit limited. They only give you a few credits a day, so that's something to think about. But let's get started. So there is a link in the video description. This will take you to lovable.dev to create a free account. All right, so let's get started. So this is lovable.dev, and this is where we can create websites and applications and all sorts of cool fun stuff. Now, when you first get here, let's go ahead and make a free account. So at the top right, I'll click on get started, and this is where we can create a free account. You can also sign up with Google and GitHub if you want to go that route. But once you put in your email and password and click on the check, you'll then click on create your account. The next step is to check your email and confirm it with Lovable. So this will activate your account. So I'll go over here to my email. It's already there. And I'll go ahead and click on this link right here. Okay, and then Lovable will ask you a few questions, right? So I'm gonna put my name in here, Daryl Wilson. Then I'll select the mode I want. I like dark mode. You can also choose light mode, but I think that's too hard on the eye, right? So I'll choose dark mode. How did I hear about us? You could put YouTube or other or whatever you want. I'll use this for a personal project. And I'll just put I am a content creator. I wanna make websites and landing pages. Here you can also invite other people to use Lovable, but I'll just go ahead and skip this for now. All right, so now we're logged in with Lovable. Now we can create apps. Now the first thing that we have to do in order to use this platform is we need to hop over to ChatGPT. This is gonna help us create very descriptive prompts for our websites and apps. So let's hop on over here to ChatGPT. And the first thing I wanna do is I wanna get the AI familiar with Lovable. I wanna make a website using Lovable. Can you please help me create a descriptive and detailed prompts to make a web design agency website? So let's go ahead and generate this prompt. All right, so here we have our prompt now. So notice here how our prompt is very descriptive, right? We have an introduction that explains like what we want. We have the color theme, the font style, design style, the homepage features. We have the pages to include, the features, and then we have a few other options, right? Now you can always adjust this to fit whatever company culture you're trying to adjust. Also, what I love about ChatGPT is here at the bottom, you can actually change specific like styles, right? So maybe you want like a retro or a minimalist style or a corporate style. You can always ask it to create different variations and then feed that to the AI. But what we can do here is we're just gonna take this and we're going to now paste this into Lovable. All right, so back over here, I'm now gonna paste this entire prompt into Lovable right here, okay? And then I'll go ahead and generate this prompt. Now this might take anywhere between like a few minutes, but since we're on YouTube, it's gonna take 1 second. And bam, just like that, we have a brand new AI generated website. And as you can tell, this is a very stylish looking website. We have a nice looking landing page. We have 2 call to action buttons. We have some little abstract design in the background, and we have some upsells right here. If we scroll down, we have our services section where we can hover over it, and this animation, you know, it highlights the section. Scrolling down, we have our process section, right? We have a portfolio section where we can actually filter portfolios. How about that, right? Now also here, if you look at it, there's a view project button and nothing happens. I'll talk more about what we can do about that in just a bit. But scrolling down, we have this call to action section, a testimonial section, and then at the bottom here, we have a contact form with our contact information. Okay, so let's go ahead and scroll up here. Now, obviously this website out of the box is not doable, right? Now we can actually make changes and edits to all parts of the website using the new Lovable editor. There was a recent update that now allows us to change different parts of the website, specifically using AI. Here at the bottom left, you're gonna see this edit button. I'll click on this edits. Now this allows us to basically edit every part of our website. So for example, here we have this get a free quote, right? I'm gonna click on this button here. And then you're gonna see a few commands. You have ask for quick changes. We also have this text where we can adjust the contents. We can change the margin and padding for this specific button. And also we can change the font size, the color, the background, and more advanced options right here. But let's just keep this very basic, right? So I'm gonna ask it to change the background color. So change the background color to a gradient purple. Okay, so I'm asking it to change the background to a gradient purple, and bam, it changed it to a gradient purple. Now also notice how it changed all buttons. So maybe I need to be very descriptive there and just tell the AI only for this button. Okay, so now we know. So now let's say, for instance, here at the top, there's too much, this is too close to the menu, right? So it looks sandwiched in. So let's go ahead and go back to our editor here. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna click on this background right here, and I'm gonna add margin, right? So over here under edit spacing, for the margin, I'm gonna go ahead and add in some margin. So over here, so I'll add maybe like 50 pixels of margin, okay? And once I do that, I'll click on save. And there we go. So now you'll see that we have margin up here. So we have space, so it's not so like crunched together, right? So let's go ahead now and scroll down on our websites. All right, just keep scrolling. Now here we have this portfolio section. Now notice here, if I try to click on this button, like nothing happens, right? So what we can do here is we can actually instruct the AI to do something when a user clicks on these buttons. Now I'm gonna take this out of editor mode, right? And now we're gonna go over here to Lovable. So let's go ahead and take a look at this section. So this is the Our Portfolio section. Now, again, you wanna be very descriptive because we do have a portfolio page. So you wanna say Our Portfolio on the home page, okay? So in the Our Portfolio section on the home page, the view buttons don't work. Can you create pop-ups when clicked with more information about the portfolio? So essentially what I'm saying here is when someone clicks on the view project, I want something to like pop up and like give the user more information about the specific project. Okay, so the prompt is done, and now you'll see that it fixed the portfolio button. So I'll go ahead and click on View Project, and now we have this really nice pop-up, right? So we have project overview, the challenge, our solution, technologies, and all this project details. So if something on your website is not working, just simply instruct the AI to just fix it, and they'll usually just fix it for you. So scrolling down here, let's take a look at one more use case example. Now, I don't really want this call to action, right? Now, this is really simple. So to delete a section, all you gotta do is click on Edits, and then right here, we'll just go ahead and click on this section and just click on the delete section. That's it, delete elements, and then just delete it and you're done, right? That's that simple. Now, whenever you do this, make sure to always save it here at the bottom. So when using the editor, you must save it in order to get the changes that you want. And we'll keep scrolling down, and all in all, everything else looks fantastic. Now, let's say for instance that you deleted that section, but you want it back, right? At the top right here, you'll have this history button. And what's great about this platform is that it's very similar to Elementor. So you can actually go back into the history and just go back to any time you're editing your website. So every time you update something, it saves it and then it republishes the next step, right? But you can always go back into the history to any of these revised versions. And as you can tell, these platforms are getting better and better. I remember like 1 year ago, I was like, oh, these platforms kind of suck. And a year later, like now they're getting better. And I think 2 years from now, these are definitely gonna be the future. Now, once you wanna save your app, all you gotta do up here at the top right is click on Publish Your Project and then click on Publish. And if you want to preview your website, here is a quick preview, and then this is the published website. You can also get a custom domain. So if you want to add a custom domain right here, all you got to do is just go ahead and click on Custom Domains. And here is where you can add an existing domain, and you can also purchase a new domain. It looks like through INS. Ugh, I hate that company. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and close this. So next, let's try something different. Let's create a website with an application on it. Okay, so next, let's create an application. So the first thing we're gonna do is go to ChatGPT, and now we're gonna instruct it to create an app for us. I wanna build an app that generates emails automatically for web design agencies. The web design generator will create lead emails in order to send to potential businesses in order to get clients. Can you create a prompt that will instruct Lovable to create an app that will generate these emails? Let's go ahead and press enter. Okay, so next we have the prompt that ChatGPT generated for us. So here is the prompt for Lovable. So it talks about the style and design, the pages, the core features, the email generation logic. It also gives us templates, right? Pretty cool. And then also some bonus features. So let's go ahead and take all this right here. We're gonna go ahead and take this. We're gonna copy this. And now we're gonna go over to Lovable and we're gonna paste this in. So I'll go ahead and paste this in. And then I will generate this app. And look at that. Look at this website. This actually looks really good, right? It's like these buttons, like looks nice. I mean, this is a great structure. It even has this little like email thing, like really creative. Here we have why agencies choose us. And then here we can start generating leads, right? Now here I'll go ahead and click on generate email now. And here is the email generator. And this is something that you can use right now for your business, right? Or create a website and refer people there, whatever. Here we have the business type. Let's say, for example, I'm a real estate agent, right? And I want more leads. Here we go. Next, we have location. I'll put Los Angeles, our tone, friendly, our unique selling points. Look at this. I want to boost your revenue by 60%. My agency name is Daryl's Place. And then I'll generate the email. And bam, here we go. We have a generated email where we can copy this and also share it to our favorite social network. Now also right here, we have templates, and take a look at this. So they've actually included ready to use templates for our customers. So we have restaurants, legal, e-commerce, and real estate. Now you can always instruct the AI to create more of these templates. So all you gotta do, for example, is just click on e-commerce and instruct the AI to say, hey, you know what? I want you to make 100 templates for e-commerce. I want you to make 200 templates for real estate. You know, you can ask for pretty much anything you want and it'll generate it for you. But all in all, I'm really happy with the way this looks. It works perfectly and it looks really sharp. So we're back here at Lovable, and did you know if you scroll down right here, there's actually a workspace. Now this is my workspace, okay? So every project that I create, I can either choose to make public for other users or I can make private. If I choose to make it public, that means people can borrow and work off my existing work. Now don't think it overrides your work, okay? So it creates a copy for them and then they can work on it on their own workspace. So to give you an example, here is a list of a lot of my, things I was working on before I made this video, obviously. I tried to actually copy websites from awards.com. I was very close. This one right here was like, I was trying to copy it, but I think I need to make more AI tweaks in order to get it like really good. I do have quite a bit, as you can tell, right? Even I have some with really like interesting animations and designs. So next we have the from the community, right? So all these right here are actually made from the community, and they've chosen to make this public. So you can actually take their work, you can remodify it, you can ask AI to do something else, and then you can publish it as your own. So for example, here we have this one landing page, and here we can either preview or we can remix. So I'm gonna click on remix. And just like that, we can now work off this guy's work. We can edit it, we can remix it, and then we can claim it as our own. Now, real quick, if you want to improve your skills, maybe you don't know how he did this and you want to know like how he did it, you can actually ask the AI. Now, the AI will not give you the exact prompt, but it'll give you like a ballpark range, right? So at the bottom right here, I want to know what prompts can be used to recreate this same exact website. Now, if you ask it to give you the exact prompts, they're going to say that we don't have it, but they'll do their best to give you like an idea of what works. And here we go. So it gave us this prompt right here where it basically told us what you could enter in order to get exactly what's on this page right here. Now, let's say, for instance, you want to remodify this, right? So all you got to do is just ask Lovable. So I'm going to ask it to do something a little crazy. Change the color scheme to a pink and black gradient and make it retro style, right? And I'll go ahead and enter that. And now we have this weird looking pink, retro style, but it might work for some people, right? So what you can do here is make any edits and modifications to this website. And then here at the top, if you click on publish, you can now take over this work and publish it as your own, which is amazing. So I do like this idea where you're building websites and someone can borrow it and build that and revise it. Like it just creates this whole like community of just like innovation. I do like that. So now let's do something more advanced. Now the whole point of this is just to push the limits of AI. So we're gonna make something a little bit more wackier. Now I'm gonna go over here to my Evernote, and I've actually created a very detailed prompt, right? And this is gonna make something crazy, right? So we have cosmic parallax, we have all these different like animations, and we have all these different effects where we have like even the mouse cursor, we can control what happens when people click on something or when they move something around. Here we have sectioned animations where we have glass morphic cards pop in and they scale. So we have a very, this is a very advanced prompt, as you can tell. So what I'm gonna do over here is go to Lovable, and we're gonna paste this in. Now you can actually access this same prompt. I will leave it in the video description, so you can go ahead and copy this and paste it onto the AI to see what it might make you, right? But this is something a little bit more complex. And the whole point of this is once you actually get something complex like this, you don't have to use what I'm using, but you can go to ChatGPT and you can say, hey, make me a few different variations of this. Make me a variation that does this or does that to fit your company culture, right? So the whole point of me doing this is just to give you, an advanced prompt that you can kind of tinker around with and mess with and edit it with ChatGPT. So let's go ahead now and generate this. And real quick, to just give you an idea of what to do, right? So you can take that prompt and you can put, can you generate me 5 different versions that are modern, minimal, classic, and corporate? And then take that same prompt right here and then just have the AI to create various versions depending on your company culture. So when you do that, all it's gonna do here, it's gonna create very complex prompts for corporate websites, for minimalist websites, for retro websites, for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And just to give you an example, here we have like modern bold interactive style where they give us a bunch of different animations and things to mess with. We have minimal clean tech. We have classic timeless data hub, corporate fintech, and then also futuristic hologram grid. I'm very curious to see what that looks, right? But let's go ahead and go back to Lovable. And voila, we have this interesting new website. And if I hover over these little things, you'll see that it pops up. And if I stop moving my mouse, you'll see that this little arrow goes. But as soon as I touch the screen, it starts over. You see that? See that? Interesting. I don't know. It just gives your visitor something to play with on your website, right? Scrolling down, we have key metrics, quarterly performance. It looks like the graph isn't displaying well, right? So we can actually ask the AI to fix that if you want to go that route. Global intelligence. Here, obviously, we can use this to fix the map, because the map isn't working well. But, you can ask it to say anything, right? Scrolling down, we have this, cool, just interesting looking website, right? So yeah, the whole point of this was just to show you that you're not bounded by normal web design practices. You can go above and beyond and get creative as you want with this AI tool. And just to give you some other inspiration and ideas, like these are some other projects that I've created, right? Where, you can play music on here, and when you scroll down, you'll see this follows us. We have Meet the Team, where if someone clicks on this, it creates these really cool animations. I might make these public so you guys can actually go ahead and visit these if you want. Also, something like this, Verb AI, where essentially this is a prompt builder. So you can actually like drag and drop specific genres in here to generate some sort of story. And then the AI will generate a story based off what you drag and drop into the prompt section, right? Pretty cool. And then we have this like really basic one that I created where if I click on this, it just basically like, it's like a little like step form where users can just go ahead and enter in information for whatever it is they're trying to do. And then also something just like really crazy here where I have these like, animations and, this broken website that I just kind of like, wanted to have fun with, but you get the point, right? You can be as creative as you want. So next, let's talk about the database. So whenever someone fills out something on your booking form or your contact form, everything's sent to a database called Supabase. Now this is a separate service, so it is not connected with the AI. So essentially think of Supabase as your database. So here at the top, I'll click on this green section, and this is called Supabase. So the first thing I'll do is I'll connect Supabase. So right here, I'll click on Connect to Project, and I'll add an organization. Now you will need to go through Supabase, sign up and make an account. But once you do that, you'll go ahead and just click on Authorize Lovable to your Supabase account. And then right here, you'll see that you can connect your project. So right here, click on Connect. And just like that, our website is now connected with Supabase. So whenever someone enters in a contact form or something else, all the information will be stored in our database. So let's test this out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go over here to my contact form. So now that we connected our accounts, I now want to go back to our contact page, and I wanna ask the AI to connect this contact form with my Supabase account. Okay, so it just finished integrating our contact form with Supabase. So what it does is the AI actually goes into Supabase and it actually generates tables for our specific website, which is really cool. So it does go into the other platform and it creates the database tables for it. So now let's test this out. Let's go to our website right here. I'm over here at my websites. I'll click on contacts and I'll put in my information. So Wilson at 123.com. Okay. We'll put in some information. We'll put in my project details, and then I'll click on send a message. All right, so the message was sent. Now let's go back over here to Supabase and check my database. So in order to check your database, right here on the left side, you'll click on Table Editor. Now just remember, if I go back over here, you're gonna see that it created a form called Contact Form Submissions, right? So this is what we're looking for right here. So we're gonna go back over here to our Supabase and you're gonna see Contact Form Submissions. And here it is, wilson@123.com. And if we scroll to the right, you'll see the budget range, the message, the source, and also the message, right? So you see everything right here. So anytime that anytime someone fills something out, it'll all be available right here in your Supabase dashboard. Now I know Supabase is not as user-friendly as you would like it, but maybe in the future they might make things a little bit more easier for customers to navigate. But all in all, now that we know how to do that, you now have a fully functional AI website with full functions such as contact form integrations. You can do the same thing for booking forms and any type of form you can possibly think of. Now going forward, in my personal opinion, I think these platforms are going to be the future, right? Now a year ago, we saw AI websites generate somewhat blocky looking websites. A year later, now it's getting really good where we can, edit the websites, we can enhance the websites. Imagine 2 years from now, I think these AI tools are really just gonna blow like Shopify, WordPress completely out of the water because these other platforms are, they're falling behind, and these new AI platforms, like they're just making things easier and easier. So we'll have to see what happens. But let me know what you think. Do you think these AI websites are gonna be the future? So yeah, let me know what you think about AI in the video description. My name is Daryl Wilson, and I will see all of you party people later.